Keith Burkinshaw, is today attempting to emulate the feat of a Tottenham predecessor, Bill Nicholson, by leading them to FA Cup glory for the second year running.
Here we are. And still Ricky Villa. What a fantastic run. He scored. Amazing goal.
So Steve Perryman lifted the cup for Spurs' 6th triumph in 6 final appearances. For Burkinshaw, a modest, quiet Yorkshireman who began his working life as a pit boy, it was the realisation of a dream. Success has not come easily. In 4 years at Liverpool in the mid-50s, he made just 1 league appearance, spending most of his time in a reserve side for which a certain Bob Paisley was physio-cum-trainer. Circumstances have changed for both men, but what does the now legendary Liverpool manager remember of the young Burkinshaw?
He was a very sensible professional in that. Possibly they didn't quite make the first division standard, but his approach to the game and his thought he gave to the game, he's very conscientious, and it doesn't surprise me that he's doing as well as he is.
From Anfield, Burkinshaw took his wife Joyce and 2 young daughters to Cumbria, where for 7 years he played for Workington. It also gave him his first taste of management, just 3 months before he left when the chairman insisted on picking the team. His playing days were rounded off at Scunthorpe, where he eventually became acting manager before moving on to Newcastle as coach. Keith's white tracksuit top was the only bright feature for his club during the 1974 FA Cup final, Newcastle being thrashed 3-0 by Liverpool. 7 years in the North East ended when a quarrel with the chairman got him the sack for the only time in his career. So to Tottenham, first as coach, then to his surprise manager. The side he's built bears no resemblance to the one relegated at the end of his first season in charge. Now it's one in keeping with Spurs' tradition for open, attractive football. The signing of Ricky Villa and his Argentine colleague Osvaldo Ardiles was a masterstroke. There followed Garth Crooks.
Crooks is away. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's brilliant.
And Scottish international Steve Archibald.
That's Archibald's shot. Oh, it's got in.
Those signings, plus England goalkeeper Ray Clements, have been skillfully blended with Spurs' homegrown talent, which includes Glenn Hoddle.
Hoddle. And Hoddle strikes one. Oh, a beautiful goal.
It was really Spurs captain Steve Perryman who, on the players' behalf, helped persuade the Tottenham board that Burkinshaw was the man for the job. So what sort of man is he?
Well, that's very difficult because it's hard to get to know Keith. He's been attached to our club for 5 or 6 years. I'm not sure that I know him that well. We talk a lot about football. We spoke many hours on Sundays after sort of defeats, especially in the sort of relegation year. But he likes his round of golf. He's a very simple man, if you like. He's not impressed by the sort of big flash cars or the big nights out at the West End and that type of thing. He's a very sort of home-loving man.
A home-loving man who has never forgotten his humble background, either as a youngster in Barnsley or as a player at Workington, where he spent perhaps his happiest years. Certainly Keith Burkinshaw is more at home away from the glamour of the Wembley stage, although he is beginning to accept that outstanding talent warrants public acclaim.
Yes, I suppose it's been an unusual morning for a cup final morning. We've had all the players down at the training ground and we've had a practice match for a short time. We've had 1 or 2 problems with slight injuries, but I think that we can say that they've cleared up now, and I'm in a lot better frame of mind than what I was a couple of days ago.
Yes, now, first, the terribly difficult decision to leave out Ricky Villa, which I'm sure the nation will understand, but a painful one for you personally. How did Ricky take it?
Well, it was his decision more than it was mine, really, and I can understand the way he feels. You know, with all the activity going on in the Falklands, he feels that possibly he's putting a big strain, not only on the people here, but the people back home as well. And he just wants to play football, the big fella, and I'm really sorry for him. You know, I could weep for the guy because he wants to get out there. He enjoyed it last year, and he would love to do the same this year. It's one of these things, we've got to get on without him, but nevertheless, I think that we're all a little bit sad here.
The two of you just sat down and talked about it. He made the decision in the end. But what are you going to do, Keith? Will you bring him to Wembley? Does he want to watch or does he want to go home?
Yes, he'll be coming to Wembley with us. He's part of the family, as I've said before. I feel that we're getting this now at Tottenham. People want to be together. They enjoy one another's company. I want him with us. I'll feel a lot better if he's alongside me. And I know that he'll be really happy if we can win the game.
He'll be alongside you on the bench, in fact.
Yeah.
Now, the good news, of course, is that Ray Clements is OK, Steve Perryman's OK, Tony Galvin's OK.
Yes.
All 100%?
Well, just about. We'll wait and see in the 90 minutes, but I'm fairly confident that all three will come through. We're taking a slight chance, but not too much of a chance, I feel.
I must say, Keith, you've had a marvellous season. You've been in line for 4 trophies. You've been so close to 3 of them, but this is your last opportunity now. Do the players, under these circumstances, feel a special pressure?
I don't think so, because we've had terrific pressure in the last fortnight, where we've played 8 games in about 16 days. So this really is a little bit of light relief going to Wembley after 5 days rest. They're all looking forward to it. Everybody seems to be in good heart. I felt this last year, and perhaps we didn't perform as well as we might have done on the day. But I feel that we've built up to it as well as we possibly could, and I'm just hopeful that the game's going to live up to everybody's expectations.
Personal opinion. Ricky is aware of the situation, and of course a little bit dubious about it, and I am as well. So I think it's in Tottenham's and Ricky's best interest that he doesn't play this afternoon.
Was there any governmental pressure at all, Keith?
No, this is just something that's an opinion that me and him have shared, and talked about it last night, and we said if things don't improve, you know, which they're not doing, then he will pull out this morning, which he has done.
So it was a decision as much taken by him as by you, almost?
Yes.
How does he feel now?
Well, he's disappointed because he's a football man, isn't he? And he just wants to play football. It's a lovely day, he wants to play at Wembley. But world events overtake us sometimes, I'm afraid, at this game.
How has that changed the team, Keith?
Well, the team's going to be, and this is if there's no setbacks. We took 4 on the clock, and the way we're going, we're not certain about that yet. But the team's going to be Ray Clements, Steve Perryman, Paul Price in alongside Paul Miller at the back, and Chrissy Houghton. And then we've got Graham Roberts coming into midfield with Mike Hazard and Glenn, and Tony Galvin is fit enough, and the 2 lads up front.
You say Tony Galvin's fit enough. Does that suggest he's not 100%?
No, I didn't want you to take anything from that statement. No, he's fit.
And what about Steve Perryman?
At present.
Steve Perryman?
Yes. Well, we just played there this morning, and they're very happy about the situation, but sometimes you get a little bit of a reaction, and we're just hopeful that we don't, but at present, yeah, fine.
You had a long session with Ray Clements as well, Keith.
Yes.
Is he 100% fit?
He's fit, yes. Perhaps slightly less than 100%, but as a goalkeeper, fine, no problems. I don't think.
Can you have imagined having had all these problems on the morning of a cup final? It seems incredible.
No, I've only been in 1 cup final before this, so you don't get into too many, do you? And to get into this situation, I don't think it'll ever happen to me again. But in some ways, I think it's been a good thing for us because it's taken our minds off the game. I mean, we've come out really, and we're having a practice match on the morning of a cup final, which I don't think many teams will have done. Really, it's just like another match coming up for us.
What about Ricky Villa's long-term future at Tottenham now?
Well, it all depends on how the situation escalates or diminishes in the Falcons. Who knows, it might be all over in a month or 2 months' time, and then they can come back and play football, which is what we want.